in, and sixth rate continues over 10.
Welcome to Special Stage and welcome to Round 6 of the 2015 REIS Ravenel BTRDA Rally Championship. It's the Nicky Grist stages. We're back in Wales, and this time last year it was a fight to the finish between Paul Byrd and Dave Weston Jr. 3 seconds, Paul Byrd taking the advantage by the end of the day. Dave Weston, of course, will be looking to switch that around. Ewan Thorburn is here. He's won here in 2013. Charlie Payne has won here before. And a whole host of other people will be trying to get in the mix as well. It will definitely be a battle to the finish, but who will be in that battle, you'll find out with all the action right now on Special Stage.
Paul Byrd leads the crews away after a disappointing event in Carlisle. He will be looking to get things back on track. Ewan Thorburn would have the same thing on his mind, needing to get some points this weekend. But they both have current championship leader Dave Weston to contend with, so it certainly wouldn't be an easy victory for anyone this weekend. Dave Weston has that lead coming into this round, with consistency winning over the rest of the contenders, and you have to say outright pace as well. Stephen Petch, Dylan Davies and a whole host of others gracing the top of the points with a good finishing record this season.
Paul, nice close finish last year. You were at the front by 3 seconds. Can you do it again?
We had a lot of change, we had a lot of problem issues with the car last time out, and maybe I wasn't driving too well either, so had a little run out yesterday, and everything felt back to how it should be. So I like to think we could be in the mix and give David a bit of a run for his money this weekend.
Dave, 3 seconds to Paul at the end last year. Hopefully you've done what you need to do in the meantime to switch that around.
Yeah, hopefully. We had a good run last year, so hopefully we can get that 3 seconds back off him. But it's not only Paul, it's going to be fast. You and Jamie Anderson, there's going to be good competition today.
You and you'll be looking to repeat your result here in the year of the championship.
Yeah, obviously I've only done this rally once and we won it, so looking to do the same again today. Weather was looking good, so stages are always good down here, so looking forward to it.
Jamie, it was looking like victory last time out, wasn't it? Or at least a good push for it, but then bad luck. What's going to happen here?
Well, we don't know yet. We'll see how today goes. We had a bit of a problem yesterday testing. We only managed to get a couple of laps in and damage the front diff in the box. So yesterday was out of the equation, so today's going to be a bit of a hairy start, but we'll see where we go. Hopefully we can go off with the same start.
Another man hoping not to leave his fate in the scenery this time.
Yeah, I mean we've done a bit of testing yesterday. We've got a slightly different gear ratio for this weekend, so it should be a little bit longer. So hopefully I shouldn't be changing gear every 2 minutes. I might have a little bit of gap between gears. Let the engine do a bit more of the driving for us. So we'll see on the first stage how we get on, but it'll be close as always.
4 stages this morning before service, and some classic stages as well for the crews to get stuck into. Taking the lead at the end of stage 4 were Paul Byrd and Alec Davies, but it would be 4 stages in before the results started to settle, with the lead changing hands all morning. Byrd would eventually come out of stage 4 with a 19-second advantage and a good feeling in the car and in the crew as well.
Interesting first few, Paul, leading.
Yeah, it seems though the Carlisle stage must have been a bit of a blip. Feel good today. Car feels a different car as well. So, and Alec said he was good in there, so it was a lovely stage. That probably one of the best stages of the year so far. So I enjoyed that. It was really good.
It will be a slow start for Ewan Thorburn and Richard Cook. A lack of seat time in Carlisle after their retirement meant they were getting back into the groove. And they end stage 1 in 11th place before climbing up to 2nd in the following stages.
I haven't seen the times for this, but 2nd after 3, you couldn't ask for much more yet, could you?
Yeah, it's taking a bit of getting used to again. Not sat in the car for a while and done a couple of stages in Carlisle, but it's really, really loose out there. Hopefully the second pass will be a bit better, but yeah, just struggling to find some traction.
Does it suit you going sideways in this?
It does, but it's not the fastest way. And obviously the newer cars are a bit faster, so they'll get the power down a bit better. But yeah, we're struggling, but hopefully the second pass will be better. So.
A small problem with the launch on one of the stages puts Dave Weston and Kirsty Riddick in a chasing position ever so slightly. They hover around the podium places all morning, ending stage 4 with 3rd, just a single second between them and Thorburn at this stage of the rally.
You're struggling a bit out there, Dave.
Yeah, I made a mistake in the start of the 3rd stage and mucked up the launch, stalled and lost a good bit of time there. And I think we're about 9 down on them in there, but it's quite loose, but the same for Paul as well. So
Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson make a great start to the rally. Joint fastest on the opening stage before taking the lead themselves on stage 2. But as others started to push a little more, it would be a drop down to 4th place. Still only 4 seconds though behind Weston now.
Charlie, you're a force to be reckoned with out there.
Well, it's getting a little bit better. Yeah, we're going okay. It's a bit warm, but there you go. I don't know.
In the car?
Pardon?
There's seats in the car?
Yeah, no problems. It's going okay. Yeah. It's. I keep plodding. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah.
Cheers.
Stephen Petch and Ian Windress had joined Charlie Payne for the fastest time on the opening stage, but would drop a few places themselves as the day went on, trying a new gearing ratio in the car this weekend, and it seemed to be working. 5th place, one of the better starts for the pair this season.
Either these stages are suiting you or you're finally getting to grips with this car.
Yeah, the times are better today. Yeah, we had a half spin and a sort of a stall on that one before last, so we lost a bit on that. But the first 2 were alright. We're more where we need to be.
Is it those gear ratios?
You are?
The gear ratios?
Yeah, I think it's helping. It's just letting the more the engine talk rather than it scrabbling you changing gears. So I think it's helping definitely. So we'll see how we go.
Jamie Anderson and John Scott felt like things could have been going better. The car feeling a bit loose on the back, but that could have been as much down to the conditions on the stages as the car setup. Regardless, it was going well so far with Sig.
Jamie, you're showing some good pace out there.
Yeah, I think we're slowly getting there. We seem to be running behind the rest at the minute. We're just having problems, I think, but we'll get there eventually.
And having started the day in 7th place, it would be a disappointing early end for Wayne Sisson and Neil Shanks. They rolled the car out of the rally in stage 4. Dave Wright and Michael Wilkinson bring the focus out for another outing, but with a lack of seat time in the car, it will be a steady start. They end the morning with 7th and ready to start building the speed through the afternoon pass on the stages.
Dave, the perfect car for these stages.
Yeah, it's quite a small car, it's quite twisty through there, so just taking a little bit of time to get back into the groove, but a couple of people off in there, I think Wayne Sisson rolled, I think he's alright, they're both out of the car, so good to see.
And your plan for the afternoon is?
Just keep going as we are, as fast as we can, just trying to get back up to speed really, see how it goes.
Dylan Davies and Leon Williams will be the first of our B13 crews. Going well so far as well. Just a few small moments to deal with, but nothing major. Just showing that they're trying. With consistency seeming to come easy, they were now looking to increase the pace a little too.
9 right on the gravel, don't cut. 130 down mid. 9 right plus, rocks inside. 80. 9 right plus, rocks inside. 80. Bump dip into 4 left of a crest bump in, okay. 100 down. Double caution, yump dip into bad bump bridge, mid narrow. bad bump bridge into mid narrow and 3 right plus over crest into flat 4 left in OK, 40, crest flat 2 left 100, flat 4 left plus in OK, 60, turn hairpin left over crest, tight don't cut and 2 right plus, 2 right plus, crest flat 4 left in OK and caution 6 right rocks inside, 60, small crest into 6 right in OK.
We saw some nice sideways moments in the first couple. Going well?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah, doing okay. Car's handling well for the first time, so quite confident today, to be honest.
It's all about the finish and the consistency for you so far this year, isn't it?
Yeah, so far, but hopefully we can pick the pace up a bit today.
Yeah.
Get a bit quicker.
Bob Keane and Andy Bull make a good start, up in 8th over the morning's first 3 stages. But that would change in stage 4 when the pair have a spin not too far into the stage, losing a handful of valuable time, dropping them from 8th to 9th. As always, with an incident like this, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Turn right 1 in and right 4 and right 4 half long.
Bob, you got some good pace out there.
Yeah, we were going great. This one we had a massive spin, 360 degree, had to go back up the road to turn round, which cost us some time, but the first 3 were okay. Few issues like everybody has, but yeah, tricky stages, the surface is all over the place.
Keep on it.
Thank you.
And rounding out the top 10 were Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards. The pace was flat out from the start, and the pair take the lead in the very competitive Group N class, but only by 3 seconds at this early stage of the rally.
I can't tell if you look happy or you look tired. Or stressed.
Tired? No, I think we were joint first in Group N with Norton going into that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the time we pushed bloody hard in it.
In there, though, isn't it?
Oh, the battle's tremendous. Yeah, really good.
What are your plans for the rest? Keep
Flat out. There's only one speed here. Like absolutely flat out.
Cheers.
With the Group N fight being as close as ever, there will be no room for mistakes. Tom Norton and Andy Moore didn't want a repeat of the Plains rally, but they were certainly giving it all they had this morning to lie in 11th overall and 2nd in class. And for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence, it will be 3rd in class, just a further 3 seconds behind Norton at this stage. Held up briefly in stage 4, but with that time amended, having stopped to pass on their fire extinguisher to someone in need. And it will be Carl and Guy Simmons that were the crew in need. A fire underneath the Impreza on stage 4 would take all of their inbuilt and handheld extinguishers to put out, as well as the one from Norton. Not a good day for the pair here at round 6. With Dylan Davies ahead in the B13 class, it will be left to Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister to take up 2nd. A few places back overall, but the pair was struggling a little to keep the car pointing where they wanted it to. And a few places behind them overall, and 3rd in the class were Tony Carinanti and Ben Cressy. The first time together in the car for the pair, Ben of course usually a driver, and things seem to be going well for them at this stage. Unfortunately, as well as those already mentioned, we'd also lose Gary Bollins and Russell Joseph. Electrical problems sidelining them in stage 2. Onto the Silver Star, and it will be an early lead for Jamie Dukes and Dave Williams. Unfortunately though, that wouldn't last, the pair retiring from the lead on stage 3 with a lack of oil pressure. So with the loss of Dukes, it would be the lead for Callum Black and Paul Wakely. The pair had been within 5 seconds of each other and were enjoying a close battle. These two end stage 4 with a bit more of a comfortable 26-second lead.
Callum, looks like you're taking it nice and tidy out there.
Yeah, tried to look after tyres a little bit. Yeah, just get through. I really enjoyed the last stage. We were having a battle with Jamie, who went off, got stuck in a ditch on stage 3. So yeah, just looking to get maximum points really and get to the end.
Boyd Kershaw and Brian Hull come to this round looking to try something different, throwing it around a little more and not concentrating as much on trying to be the fastest, but it seemed to be working. The pair lying in 2nd place and leading the B11 class.
Now, I was surprised at how good you two looked in war paint on that picture on social media. Has it worked?
Yeah, we're throwing it around a bit for sure. So we're not really worried too much about time. We just want to do something different, you know, just try and learn, and that means you might go off or you might not, but we're quite happy with that. So,
have you checked with Brian?
Yeah, I did prep him. Yeah, prep the wife, prep his missus. So yeah, we just kind of throw it around a bit more.
For Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison in the Citroën, it would be third. Something which could have been very different had it not been for a spin on stage 2, costing the pair some valuable time. Apart from that, though, things were going well. The pace was there, and they end stage 4 just a single second behind Kershaw, and second in the class behind Black.
We'll put that spin on stage 2 down to the fact that you knew our cameras were there.
Were you standing there, were you? Oh, every time. I can't believe it. No, that's been the drama of the day. That I wasted 10, 11 seconds there, and that's how much I was behind Callum, which I'm a bit disappointed about. Had to work really hard in the next couple. It's the first time I've really pushed this thing as fast as I can get it to go. Made a little mistake on the last one right at the end, because there was one of those junctions where they don't actually put in the notes. They've just got the bales around it, and it's a square right round a bale. Well, it was actually left, then right. Oh, I messed it up, wasted another 3 seconds. But apart from that, really enjoying getting to grips with this thing again.
But
really
it's always
enjoying
good to know where you're losing the time, of course.
Yeah, well, you never get it back on these small events. You can only lose it. You can never gain time.
Rhys Yates and Tom Woodburn were once again dominating the B10 class. A good start to the day and enjoying the flowing stages to lie in 4th overall at this stage, leading the class by a comfortable 22 seconds.
First time on these stages, Rhys. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good.
You happy?
Yeah, proper happy with that one. They're just so nice and flowing and wide. It's just brilliant. Loving it.
Unfortunately, we lose Ben Llewellyn and Ross Whittock in stage 4. The pair had been going well so far, lying in 3rd going into the stage, but unfortunately mechanical failure would sideline them in stage 4. Not the birthday result that Ben was looking for today.
Turn hairpin left. What's oil pressure? Down.
Thankfully, though, the Braces team flag was still being flown out on the stages, with Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel passing Ben on the stage and reaching the end of stage 4 in 5th place on the leaderboard, leading the way in the H3 class.
How's it going out there, Jonathan?
Not too bad, just past Ben, broken down up the side of the road, bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Never mind, he's 21 today and we were hoping that he'd get a good result for that. Yeah. Never mind.
At least he'll have gone past his dad in hospitality suite once.
Yeah, once, yeah. Well, I said that I want to go past twice, so hopefully we're taking it a little bit easier, but we just had a good run through Kraken, so we see where we are after that.
For John Ballinger and Mike Wilding, it would be 6th. Problems with the rear of the car after a knock on stage 1 would have upset the handling, but they were still going, lying 2nd in the B11 class and 6th overall.
I bet these stages have seen a few mantas in their time.
Yeah, just a 1 or 2, like. But no, we bent something. We bent the rear panhard rod, so whole car's been going along like this since the first stage, like. So. Not good, but we'll keep battling. All right, catch you again.
It isn't often we get the chance to say it, but things were going well for Kit and Tim Lee in the Fiesta. After some input from M Sport to try and get to the root of the recent issues, things were looking a lot better. They lie in 7th overall and 2nd in the B10 class.
Kit, the car's let you down a bit recently.
Yeah, it's going well today though. All the engine problems seem to be fixed, touch wood. So
how's the pace?
It's good. It's good. I haven't done too many miles recently, but it's been good so far.
No problems for James Hutchings and James Hood. The pair lie just behind Lee in the B10 class and in 8th on the leaderboard. A slightly slower start to the day than they would have wanted, but there were still plenty of stages to push in the afternoon.
Happy out there?
Hot. Yeah, it's going well, I think, yeah. I haven't seen any times, but I think...
Good stages?
Yeah, oh, brilliant, yeah. Brilliant.
Same again this afternoon?
Yeah. Push harder, though. Yeah.
Things were going well, meanwhile, for Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens over the morning stages, right up to stage 4. Pushing the car maybe a little too hard. They have a spin in the stage and lose a little time, ending the morning in 9th, with 2nd in the H3 class to show for their troubles so far.
You'll be winding this up on those stages?
Yeah, I have. A little bit too much, I'm afraid. Just had a spin in there, and yeah, but great fun. Loving it. Yeah.
And rounding out the top 10 at the end of 4 stages here were Paul Street and Tom Murphy. The confidence coming back after crashing last time out. Rounding out the top of the H3 class.
Paul, how's the pace?
It's going good, enjoying it. After our little roll on the last one, bit of time building up confidence on the first stage, but once we got going, yeah, we're loving it. Yeah, as I say, it's all new to me, this, so...
good stages.
Good stages, a bit dusty, a bit of rain in the last one, but yeah, nice and twisty, tight, a lot of first gear and second gear stuff, but yeah, enjoying it.
Cheers.
Just outside the top 10, it will be 11th for Barry Jordan and James Grattan-Smith, leading the way in the H1 class. With the DS3s at the top of the results leading the way in the B12 class, it will be 3rd in class for Tim Phelps and Owen Manuel. A few suspension changes helping with the handling of the car. The day started out well for Tony Williams and Karen Phelps. A good pace for now to lie in 13th overall and 3rd in the B11 class. And for Rex Ireland and Karen Tomlinson, it will be 14th overall, leading the way in that H2 class and going well with no real drama reported so far. Just 7 seconds back though from Ireland were Nick Dobson and Steve Pugh. Sadly, that would end in service with mechanical problems on the car forcing them to retire. And Jason Gardner and Graham Cox end stage 4 with 16th on the leaderboard, lying 2nd in the class behind Ireland and enjoying a trouble-free run. No problems this time out for Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan. They had all their gears, leading the way in the N3 class and 19th overall. For Ian Barnes and Rob Gillam, it will be 22nd on the leaderboard, lying 3rd in the H2 class in the Escort. And it's better luck so far this time out for Kevin and Mike Pugh. The pair crashing out, of course, on the Plains Rally, but no problems so far this weekend, lying 2nd in the N3 class. Sadly, we'd lose Mark Griffiths and Will Rogers when the prop shaft breaks on the Escort in stage 3. So at the end of the morning stages here on the Nicky Grist Rally, the results look like this.
Welcome back to special stage and round 6 of the BTRDA Rally Championship, the Nicky Grist stages. The action is well underway here in Wales, and we've got more of it for you right now.
On to the next couple of stages then, and no change in the lead for Paul Byrd and Alec Davies. They managed to keep ahead of the chasing crews, but only just, only gaining a further 2 seconds in these stages. There would, however, be change in second. Dave Weston and Kirsty Riddick managed to gain a place on the results to end this stage with that second position. The times were still close, but with only 2 stages to go, it wouldn't be easy to fight for that victory. Weston's move up the results would see Ewan Thorburn and Richard Cook move down slightly, only to 3rd, and still just 8 seconds the disadvantage to Weston, so it wasn't over just yet. No change for Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson in these stages. They remain in 4th and settle into a good pace. No mistakes and just 3 seconds behind Thorburn for the podium places. Always amazing to see how close the top 10 is on these BTRDA rounds. Jamie Anderson and John Scott were able to gain a place in these stages, moving up to take 5th now, 5 seconds behind Payne and slowly catching them stage by stage. Unfortunately for Stephen Petch and Ian Wondrous, they would pay the expense of Anderson's move up the results, dropping down a place into 6th. Now 13 seconds behind that Mitsubishi.
Okay, 2 right and 5 left very loose. Into 6 left late. 60 down middle. Okay, 6 right. Keep left into hairpin right, don't cut loose. And hairpin left. 100 flat up middle. Flat 1 left into small crest flat, 80 flat 1 right, 100 turn 3 right, 3 left through junction, 80 6 left plus long rough, repeat. 6 left plus long, 250 down middle. Hairpin right rocks inside.
No change for Dave Wright and Michael Wilkinson in 7th though. They find a pace they're happy with and remain steady in it, not wanting to push any more than they felt comfortable with and make a mistake in the process. Bob Keane and Andy Bull regain composure after their stage 4 spin and start to get back on the pace, moving up a single place in these stages to take up 8th overall now, just 3 seconds behind Wright. And there's no change for Dylan Davies and Leon Williams. The pair still lead the way in that B13 class, but unfortunately drop a place overall to make way for Keane to take that position up ahead. And no change for Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards as they remain in the lead of the Group N battle, although the lead had dropped now from 3 seconds to 2, as close as ever 2 in this Group N class here at round 6.
Attack it, go on, go on, go on, 200, well done. 4 right plus, don't cut. Into 2 left push for 150. 2 left push for 150, go on, go on, go on, keep going. Keep going. Into flat crest, 40. 2 right into 3 right plus. 2 right into 3 right plus. 80, go on, go on. 80. Crest 20, 3 right in, 3 right in, 300. Go on, go on. Well done. 2 right long, 3 left, push. 2 right long, 3 left, push. Well done, go on. Well done, go on, 3 left push. 80, flat right over crest into 3 right. And 4 left tightens to 6 left. Don't cut, watch the rocks. And again, don't cut. And flat 1 right long, 100, keep going, 100.
No change for Tom Norton and Andy Mort, still chasing down that Group N lead and narrowing the gap. But with things so close, it would be a big push on the final stages if anything was to change. But there'd be no change in 3rd place in the class for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence either, remaining there, the gap extending slightly for them to 9 seconds and making it seem unlikely that anything would change in the final stages of the day. Sitting tight in the B13 class, Dylan Davies was leading this one. It would still be 2nd for Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister at this stage, 15th overall, and a 1-minute advantage in that class position. And for Tony Carinanti and Ben Cressy, it would still be 3rd in the class. No problems, and things still going well for the pair. Back to the Silver Star then, and Callum Black and Paul Wakely maintain the lead at the top of the results. 33 seconds would be the advantage going into the final 2 stages of the rally. They would still be chased down by Boyd Kershaw and Brian Hull, enjoying themselves on the stages and proving that you don't have to take it too seriously to get those results. 2nd place for now and leading the way in the B11 class still. Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison were still keeping the leaders honest, but unfortunately losing a few seconds each stage. Now 6 seconds back from Kershaw. The pace was still good though, and their lead over 4th place was increasing. And in that 4th place were Rhys Yates and Tom Woodburn. The pair had briefly lost the position and moved down to 5th, but gained it back again in the 6th stage of the day. 36 seconds off the podium, but it was close behind them. It should have been a battle with Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel. They had briefly took that 4th position from Yates, but problems in the stage saw them drop down to 19th on the leaderboard and 3rd in the H3 class. So that means that it's a step in the right direction for John Ballinger and Mike Wilding. The drop down the results for Brace means a jump up to 5th for the Manta pair, 2nd in the class behind Kershaw too. And things were still going well for Kit and Tim Lee. They remained 2nd in the B10 class, and the car was still holding together, still going strong. The bad luck of previous rounds looking like it was a thing of the past. Paul Street and Tom Murphy turn up the heat a little on these stages, moving up from 10th into 7th. And with the loss of Brace from the top, it would mean the Class H3 lead for now for Street. Unfortunately, the good luck wouldn't continue for James Hutchings and James Hood, breaking a drive shaft on stage 6 and unable to continue. Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens briefly dropped down outside the top 10 on the first of the afternoon stages. but they would put that right in the following stage, moving back up to 8th overall and leading that H2 class. Barry Jordan and James Grattan Smith make a move inside the top 10 now as they jump up to 9th, still leading the way in the H1 class. Tim Phelps and Elwin Manuel continue to perform well at the top of the B12 class, 3rd in the class and rounding out our top 10 now. Rex Ireland and Karen Tomlinson get themselves within touching distance of the top 10. 11th place for now, but with just 7 seconds to make up to Phelps, they do lead the way in the H2 class. And it will be 12th overall for Tony Williams and Karen Phelps, still enjoying the stages and the reliability to lie in that position, 3rd in the B11 class. No change in H2 as Jason Gardner and Graham Cox continue to hold 2nd in the class, 13th overall in the escort. And the loss of James Hutchings means that it's a chance for Damien Thomas and Tudor Rees to take 3rd in the B10 class at this stage, just over a minute back from the class leaders. Still no problems for Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan. They remain in the lead of that N3 class and in 16th overall. And for Ian Barnes and Rob Gillam, it would still be 3rd in the H2 class in the escort, going well this weekend for the pair. And rounding out the top of the classes were Kevin and Mike Pugh, 2nd in N3, 20th overall. So at the end of 6 stages here in Wales, the top of the results look like this. On to the final stages of the day then, and unfortunately we lose Jake Scannell and Adrian Stevens when they stop in the final stage. Such a frustrating end after a good performance. No change for Kevin and Mike Pugh in the class results. They end the day with 2nd in the N3 class. And much the same for Ian Barnes and Rob Gillam. They remain where they were and take 3rd in the H2 class with 17th overall. Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel's unfortunate slip down the results doesn't get any better. 16th overall by the end of the rally and 3rd in the H3 class. Tony Simpson and Ian Bevan get to the end of the event with no problems, taking that N3 class victory. 15th overall was theirs too. Damien Thomas and Tudor Rees keep hold of their 3rd place in the B10 class and finish the event with 13th overall in the Peugeot. And for Jason Gardner and Graham Cox, it will be 12th overall. They end the day with 2nd in the H2 class in the escort. Barry Jordan and James Grattan Smith unfortunately slipped back outside our top 10 into 11th, but it didn't change the class result for them, taking the H1 class victory this weekend. A good result too for Rex Ireland and Karen Tomlinson as they round out the top 10 and take victory in H2. Tony Williams and Karen Phelps increase the pace in the afternoon and take a great 9th overall finish, taking the final step on the B11 class podium. For Tim Phelps and Elwin Manuel, it will be 8th overall, a good pace in the afternoon and the new setup on the car helping to gain them 3rd in the B12 class this weekend. A great finish too for Paul Street and Tom Murphy. No loss of confidence after the off last time out. They take 7th overall and take the H3 class victory. For Kit and Tim Lee, it wouldn't be about the overall or even the class result. It was just a bonus to get to the finish without problems after their recent record. They end the rally with 6th overall and 2nd in the B10 class. John Ballinger and Mike Wilding in the Popular Manta survived their earlier problems with the car and take 5th at the end of the day, taking 2nd in the B11 class as they do so. And it's another dominant performance for Rhys Yates and Tom Woodburn this weekend. It sees them take the B10 class win once again. A great drive from the pair that sees them take 4th overall. Sadly for Boyd Kershaw and Brian Hull, it will be punctures in the final stage of the rally that set them back. They lose the 2nd place they'd held, ending up with 3rd. Still a great result though, and a class win to go with it. But that does mean it's Citroen's 1 and 2, and in 2, it's Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison. A move into that position at the expense of Kershaw, of course, but the pace and the fight had been there all day as well, of course, as the consistency. So for Callum Black and Paul Wakely, it would be victory in the Silver Star. Another win to add to the collection, and some good points as well for the Silver Star and B12 championship titles, taking victory by almost a minute by the end of the rally. So before we chat to the Silver Star winners, here's a reminder of the final results here at the Nicky Grist stages.
Callum, Paul, from having the odd event where you came back and did quite well, you seem to be signalling your intent on this Silver Star Championship. Another victory.
Yeah, no, we're chuffed. Never maximum points. We've just got to keep points coming now, really. We can't afford to have any drop score, so it's quite important to keep racking up the points. So yeah, really good day and enjoyed the stages a lot.
That's definitely a different way of talking from what we heard earlier in the year when he said, I'm just back to do the odd event.
Yeah, well, if things are going well, you tend to stick with them. And again, like you said, we've had a good day today. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Cracking stages again.
They are, aren't they? What a great event to come out victorious on.
Yeah, no, the stage has been awesome. Really enjoyed the format. Going back over the stages again worked really well. And it means you can try a few different things with the car and compare it to the stages earlier. So yeah, no, we've learned a bit more and learned a bit more on tyres and how much tyres we can use up. But no, it's been a really good day and we've enjoyed it a lot.
Well done, guys. Great result.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Richard Emery's Battle of the DS3s out there. He didn't quite come out on top today, but a good event.
Absolutely fantastic event, really enjoyed it. Tried to push as hard as we could, made a little mistake early on the first loop, dropped 10 and 12 seconds. Showed that when we did it the second time, we were 14 seconds faster. So nice to get a bit of time back. Tried really hard this afternoon. I did actually take a little bit of time out of Callum on the last couple of stages, which I was happy about. That's what I was trying to do, try and get close with him. But on to the next, looking forward to it already.
Emma, one of the most difficult things to improve in rallying is your time when you don't know where you're losing it. But to come out of 4 stages this morning and say, I know exactly where I've lost the time, I can even work it out to the second, that shows that you're right on the pace, doesn't it?
It does. We've really started working well in the car. It's been a while since I sat with him, actually. It's been a few months. I was a bit worried this morning. But yeah, we gelled well, came back to service, had a quick look at the notes, rearranged everything and got back out and proved we could do it this afternoon.
Boyd, Brian, you came here for a bit of fun. You came here to do or die, as you put it earlier. I don't think you quite put it in those terms, but you did it.
Yeah, we just wanted to throw it around a bit more, I think, and coming away, just learning a bit more, and we did that. But we got 2 punches, double puncher in the last stage, so maybe we were throwing it around a bit too much. It was good though, really good fun, great stages here.
Brian, before the comeback, as it were, this year, you were no stranger to the podium here in the Silver Star. So is the throwing it around method working?
Not sure. Double puncture. 20 years I've never had a double puncture. Today got one on the last stage, 1 mile from the end. Absolutely gutting that we lost out on the actual class win, but it was good fun. It really was a great laugh.
Well, if it was do or die, it was definitely do rather than die today, guys, because here you are on the Silver Star podium. Great to see you back. Well done.
Good to be here. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Boyd Kershaw back on the podium. Richard Sykes getting used to that DS3 and Callum Black now going after the championship. It's all stories in the Silver Star. We've got some of those in the Gold Star as well coming up now.
So onto the Gold Star, and there wouldn't be any change in the B13 class. Tony Carinanti and Ben Cressy taking the final step of the podium in that class this weekend. And for Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister, it will be second in the class. A good steady drive all day gave them the class results and 15th overall. Sadly, the Group N battle would take a turn for the worse as we lose Roland Llewellyn and Jamie Edwards, the pair rolling out of the lead of the event in Stage 7. An unfortunate end to a great run this weekend. So that does mean it's a chance for Russ Thompson and Andy Murphy to step up to 3rd in the class. They've been knocking on the door of the Group N podium all day, but the loss of Llewellyn was enough to put them up into the final step of the podium. It was of course good news for Pat Naylor and Ian Lawrence. Nobody likes to gain a place due to retirements, but it had happened to each of them in the past. This weekend was 2nd in the class for this pair and 12th overall. And of course, benefiting from the changes most will be Tom Norton and Andy Mort. They knew the pain of crashing out of the battle all too well, but this weekend was their turn for the good luck. They take the Group N victory and round out our top 10. Dylan Davies and Leon Williams have another one of their consistent days to take away 9th overall, and of course, taking with it the B13 class victory. The championship was looking good for the pair as well the more the season went on. No more drama for Bob Keane and Andy Bull. They have a good final few stages and managed to take 8th overall this weekend. Although with the B14 class dominating the top of the results, there wouldn't be so many class points to be had.
40, right 5, in, and left 6 long, C40, left 1, very long. Right 4, 80, right 5 in, 80, left 2 times 1 plus late, and right 2, tighten square right, 40.
No change for Dave Wright and Michael Wilkinson. They remain steady, but with some good pace to take 7th, a fitting car to be at the event in, and one that certainly went as well as it looked. Sadly for Jamie Anderson and John Scott, they would classify in 6th overall. The pair on equal times with 5th, but they lose out on their earlier times from the day. A great result though, and only 1 minute separating the top of the results from this point. And taking that 5th place due to their fastest time on the opening stage was Stephen Petch and Ian Windrest. The new gearing on the car seemed to be working, or was at least giving them the confidence to push a little more and get those results. For Charlie Payne and Carl Williamson, it will be 4th. A good result for the pair, and getting used to the car a little more event by event. The times were there, with the fastest time on the opening stage, and they would continue to be ones to watch here in the BTRDA. Sadly for Ewan Thorburn and Richard Cook, it would have to be 3rd this weekend. The 2013 event winners couldn't quite manage to get any closer to the top, but the result was certainly one to take with them into the next round, with of course the confidence that goes along with that. And for Dave Weston and Kirsty Riddick, it wouldn't be the victory they'd have hoped for, but with their championship well on track, they could afford to take 2nd. A great result after a good battle all day long. But taking victory this weekend, very welcomed, were Paul Byrd and Alec Davies. A great result for the pair after their disappointing run in Carlisle, and one that hopefully keeps the interest in the championship for them alive. It isn't over until it's over. So before we chat to the winners, here's a reminder of the final results.
Paul, Alec, you've come back 2nd year in a row here and you've done the business again. Not quite as close this time though.
It's close enough. It was very close with Dave again today. It's been a great rally, well organised, very slick. Stage is fantastic. Everything's great.
You two turned out to be pretty close competitors this year all round, aren't you?
Yeah, last year seemed to be like very similar speeds in the stages, so it felt good today. Didn't have a very good rally last time. I had issues in Carlisle, so it was nice to bounce back today and felt like the driver of all then.
Dave, Kirsty, he's done it again, but at this point in the championship, all on the points, you can't be too disappointed with 2nd.
No, we had a good enough run today. Made a silly mistake in stage 3 and made a bit of a mistake with the launch and stalled on the line. It cost us a bit of time, but apart from that, it's been good. It was quite loose in the morning and struggled with the grip in places, but no, it's been a good day.
Not quite the close battle you had last year, but you've been there or thereabouts all day, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a really good rally, and overall, we've done nothing wrong, so we have to go away from here happy with what we've done.
What can you take forward to the next one from this? Just push even harder, because Paul will no doubt want to come back out. He said he wasn't sure. See how this event went. You've got to think that he's going to be pushing again.
Yeah, we'll just keep pushing and doing what we're doing. We'll see how we go.
You and Richard, you couldn't quite repeat your 2013 victory here, Ewan. You also won the championship that year. Are you heading towards the title this year? Are you fighting?
Yeah, we've picked up points today, which helps, but we could have done with a few more. But yeah, we had a few issues today. Obviously dry and dusty conditions out there, and probably the newer cars with a bit more power helped them out today. So yeah, we'll go to the next one and see what we can do and try and get that win back.
Which is a better result than last time out, of course.
Yes, absolutely. We came here, we needed to try and get as many points as we could. We've got 27. It's maybe not enough, but we'll just keep trying and hopefully get the points. The points will come along.
It's interesting because this started as a let's just do a couple of events in Paul Ben's car and see how we go. And P&R Ben are now supporting you to go for the title.
Yeah, that's it. I think he's won 7 national titles in the last 7 years, so he wants to make another one this year, so no pressure on us. But yeah, we'll keep fighting and try and get that next win.
No pressure, but we're looking for a good showdown again at the Campion. Well done, guys. Great result.
Thank you.
So Paul Byrd's win this weekend goes some way to seeing him climb back up the points. And the result from Petch sees him jump up to second. Consistency from Dylan Davies still keeps him in a podium position and fighting. But it was looking like a dominant season for Dave Weston, now 32 points clear at the top.
It's a similar looking top two here at the Nicky Grist stages in 2015. The margin is slightly bigger, but points are important at this stage, particularly for Dave Weston, who is really looking like the favourite for the championship this year. He and Kirsty Vidder doing a fantastic job today. Paul Byrd, Alec, Davies, a really great job from them, coming out on top once again here in Wales. And great to have our 2013 winner, Ewan Thorburn, with Richard Cook alongside on the podium today. The championship battle is hotting up, and with Paul Byrd saying he will be back to contest that title, it can only mean a showdown as we head towards the end of the season. Of course, all the action as it unfolds will be right here on Special Stage. Thanks for joining us for round 6. We'll see you next time out when we go to the Woodpecker in Shropshire.
Right plus in and 6 right continues over 10.